Go Team Cowboys!
Yo, what's up, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy Endzone Tone, and I'm coming back to you with some Detroit Lions Dallas Cowboy action here. It's going to be based more on like tendencies and what I see going on in the game, the questions I have. The first one I do have is, do the Lions see the Cowboys as a soft team like previous years? From what I see, the Cowboys, we are not a soft team this year. Defensively or offensively, we are revamped. The Detroit Lions haven't seen this version of a Cowboys team. They've seen that version of an offense. They have not seen that version of a defense. Dan Campbell at least hasn't seen it. So with that being said, to me, the keys are going to be more on Dallas taking on and scoring on their defense. The do's and don'ts of this game. Honestly, Dallas isn't a soft team this year. Dallas is a very strong team. Dallas is a team that will run you over. Dallas is a team that will hit you in the slant with George Pickens. Dallas is a team that will use CeeDee Lamb downfield. We have yet to see Turpin. We have yet to see Ferg in the past couple weeks really show out and do amazing things like we know they can do. We are not a beat-up team this year. We are healthy. We are ready to go on the road. We are ready to play any team that we really come across, any team that we really face. We're ready. And that's the beautiful part about the Dallas Cowboy team this year. It's almost like they're prepped and ready for anything. And that's part of the reason they beat both teams that were in the Super Bowl last year. Hate keep bragging on it. We keep moving on. We digress, but it is what it is. We did do that, so we take pride in that. I will say there are some key players that will be playing in the game on Detroit's defense that could cause problems if the Cowboys don't prepare well enough. That being McNeil as a DT. You got another DT in DJ Reader, very good DT. Linebacker Anzalone and linebacker Campbell, really good linebackers. And I'll get into the problems that they're going to face in a second. Brian Branch is a decent safety. He's going to do his job. And then you have Marcus Davenport on rush downs. So the big thing I want to kind of key in on is that, and Hutchinson as well. Hutchinson, you can't forget Hutchinson. It's the big guy, right? So with Hutchinson, they're going to run away from Hutchinson. You can run to Hutchinson, but why would you? They don't have a good enough defensive ends on first and second down to really stop you. Their big thing is going to be trying to get you in third and longs, like most teams, obviously. But they're going to use Marcus Davenport as almost like just a rush defensive end. He's going to come in to try to just wreak havoc on stunts and inside game. So, and that's going to free up Hutchinson is the way that they're thinking about it, with McNeil and Reader trying to stop the run. Now, these guys can't be on the field all at the same time, all snaps of the game. So that's the big problem that they're going to face. But they like using Anzalone and Campbell a lot in their packages. They like coming out in like a 4-3, 4-3-4 typical man defense. They like playing cover 2, cover 1 over the top, maybe a cover 1 hole with the linebackers covering the middle of the field. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Cowboys kind of just utilize short game pass mixed in with the run, because they will try to stop your run. Dan Campbell is not going to let Javonte Williams go for 250 yards. At least he's not going to want to let Javonte Williams go for 250 yards. The offensive line, if they play a great game, they will do whatever they want with this defensive line. And that is the key. Once again, it's always about the trenches most of the time. So we got that out of the way. Oh, they like forcing tight throws. So they're going to force you, if they play zone, which they usually play zone on their back 50 on their own. They're going to play they're going to show man in the motion. They're going to try to show it as much as possible, which is going to be crucial for Dallas to get those motions and get those receivers across the field, really seeing what they're in. Because if you just try to see a tendency in a corner saying, we're going to try to motion CD real quick and kind of, zig back to where he was, they're going to show man and force out into zone, which I will say this, Dak Prescott has shown that is one of his weaknesses. If you can do that consistently with a really good defense, which they don't have, they are beat up. That is going to be the reason that they lose this game. But if you don't control that and you let that force a fast-paced game where these guys can control the clock and you don't, you're going to be in big trouble. So yeah, they like showing man pre-snap on their own 50 and back. They don't really like playing zone up in your face. They like getting up in your face. They like playing man coverage press. They like playing cover 1, cover 2, like I said before. They want to play that on your 50. They want to bully you. And then when they feel like they have to take their foot off the gas, they like showing man and playing zone, trying to do a little bit of trickery. And you got to remember too, this team was built offensively first before it was built defensively. It's really not built defensively. They just added pieces, almost like the Cowboys. They kind of created a high-power offense, and they needed defensive pieces to come in and just play hard and play rugged. They didn't have, the type of guys that we do, like a Quinn Williams and, guys like that. But, we digress. We built a defense, I believe, that was better than them probably 2 years ago. They got a lot of credit for their defensive style, not really the players. They play really hard for Dan Campbell, which is a testament to the coach. He's a great coach. So can't take nothing away from him. He might pull out all the stops to beat Dallas, which I'm pretty sure he will with his season on the line. Basically his season on the line. And the keys for Dallas defense. Logan for K9, in my opinion, you got to use Logan Wilson in this game. You cannot let Kenneth Murray take most of the snaps. It's been time. Logan Wilson should have been taking most of the snaps as soon as he got here. I love Kenneth Murray. He made a great play in Philly. He made, I want to say he made a couple good plays in KC, but honestly, with Overshown looking healthier, and he looked very good in that KC game. Overshown and Logan Wilson need to be the linebackers you see. And if I see a third one, it better be, honestly, James over Luafau to me, only because James is going to come downhill as the bigger backer, especially in this game like this where you don't want to let Jahmyr Gibbs go crazy and run wild on you, okay? So that's, to me, is the key. On long downs, I want to see more penny formation would be really nice. We used it a couple times in the Philly game. I didn't get to check the KC tape, but in the Philly game, we did use penny on a couple occasions where you have 5 down linemen, 1 linebacker, and 5 5 defensive backs. So it's a nickel look with 1 linebacker, which you could use Overshown. You could use Logan Wilson. You could use K9 downhill if you want to do that and give those guys a break. But it still leaves you room to put Quinn Williams on the field, Kenny Clark on the field, Clowning on the field. It leaves you room to give all those guys time to get upfield and honestly cause a lot of havoc. And that's where your picks are going to come from, to me, out of that style of play defensively, out of the penny. Another question I had was, can Dallas run the football and not become one-dimensional? Is the biggest key to me in the offensive side of the ball for Dallas. You still need to run the ball. If they're showing cover one and you got one-on-ones, yeah, I'm going to go to George Pickens in the slant. Yeah, I'm going to go to CeeDee Lamb over the top or possibly underneath. Yeah, I'm going to go to Ferguson in a curl. I'm going to go to Javonte in a curl or in the flat. But at the end of the day, you cannot get one-dimensional. You cannot let these guys control the clock. You are the big dog in this game. It's time for Dallas to understand you just beat the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl a year prior. You need to go and just go head first. You need to learn how to take games over. If you can do that, you will be in a playoff. Possibly. I mean, if we could have did this earlier in the season, you would be in a playoff. Let's put it that way. So don't become one-dimensional. Still run Javonte Williams, even if he runs for, 10 rushes for like 50, 60, 70 yards. You've got to run the ball. You cannot show that you've got to keep your play action alive, because once these teams learn that, we can just make them one-dimensional, that's how you lose to the Vikings, in my opinion. That's how you lose to teams like that, teams that give you trouble, teams that shouldn't give you trouble, but they do. Will the Cowboys use 3 tight ends? 13 personnel is going to be big. Dan Campbell loves running stuff like that, like 13 personnel, using another tackle, an extra guard, or whatever he puts in there, 2 back. Loves running like 22 personnel on the goal line. Stuff like that I would love to see Dallas do, because it's going to show that we want to run heavy. We want to run heavy. We want to run heavy. And I would love to see it on the goal line especially. Take these guys' soul. Take their heart, man. That's what you got to go do. If we can start doing stuff like that and leave Pickens and CD to just clean up the work, it's going to be a fun time here in Dallas. And to me, the Lions have shown that they can get pushed around and then get punched around. So honestly, just take it to the Lions. They are beat up. They are shattered. They're hoping that they can be the stronger team. They're hoping that they can hit you with a knockout punch early. They're hoping that they can kill your confidence and completely disrupt everything that you've built in the past 2 weeks. You cannot allow them to do that. What you have to do is go in and punch them first. You have to go in and show them who is boss. That's what you have to do. And you have to do it on your opponent's turf, which is, if we can start doing that mixed in with winning at home, you are in for a recipe for success here in Dallas, in my opinion. Oh, and is St. Brown playing? If St. Brown plays, he's going to be hurt, he's going to be battered, but he's always going to be a dominant force at a wide receiver position, so you got to watch out for Amon-Ra. But if he's not playing, honestly, it's Jahmyr Gibbs Day, and it's shut down Jahmyr Gibbs Day, which is why I said run that penny. You got to run 5 linemen, give me 1 linebacker in rotation, and give me 5 defensive backs. So we can go get some picks, get some pressure. Get picks and get pressure. Get picks and get pressure. That's all I want to do versus these Detroit Lions, man. They're beat up, they're battered, like I said. And honestly, that might be it for me. Just a short breakdown, showing some passion, showing some stuff here. That I mean, it's just some basic notes and stuff. Nothing too crazy, man. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a physical game. This could be a blowout if Dallas wants it to be, but I will say if Detroit comes in and smacks you in the mouth and you don't have a response, it's going to be tight and you might lose. That's a Dan Campbell team. You cannot allow them to have any type of confidence. They're already reeling. The Packers did the job for you, you know? Just put them out. Time to cut the lights out in Detroit. And, you know, we do kind of have somewhat of a fun rivalry with Detroit. They like talking. We like talking. It is what it is. So let's go and, you know, let's go win the game, man. Go smack them in the mouth, man. DC for life. Let's go.
If you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. Hey, but I will say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?